Hello my friends, welcome back to more of our Let's Play on Dark Souls Remastered. Where we had previously left off is I showed you the elevator lift where we could go from the Undead Church all the way down back to Firelink. We're not going to rest at the bonfire since I still have all of my health from when we visited Andre's bonfire, and that way we don't have to worry about any characters that we had, or enemies that we had already taken care of. We got that Firekeeper soul from inside the Undead Church. We can now bring that to the Firekeeper, and if we select yes, she's actually going to level up our Estus Flask. Now if you look at our Estus down in the bottom left, now it's +1. That means when I use my Estus, it's going to give me more HP with each drink. To be honest, in this game, I'm not super aware of where a lot of the Firekeeper souls are, and so you might not see me level up the Estus for this game. When we get to Dark Souls 3, they are, in my opinion, a lot easier to track down and upgrade. So now we can take our lift back up to the Undead Church, because we are about to go take on our third boss. Now we're back to the Undead Church. What we could do, I was thinking maybe we could take care of those guys. I don't remember if there's any worthwhile items down there. And we don't need to farm souls before we take out the boss. So let's go ahead and we'll make our way down from after we take care of everything up here. So here's another one of these guys. Gotta remember, if he does that stance where he's pointing that sword towards us, we don't want to attack him, because he will parry us, and he can mess us up. There's that stance right there. So if I hit him right now, he's going to parry me, and that can put me in a tough spot where he can actually do quite a bit of damage to me. When he's drinking that Estus, he has two little animations he does. That first animation, he actually doesn't drink any HP yet. It's when he does that second chug of the drink that he will regain HP. So if you hit him before he does that second animation, you can keep him from healing, like I just did. Now this caster is a pain in the butt, because you have a lot of these little undead hollows, and I'm actually trying to bait all of these guys to come out with me so that we can stay away from the caster, so we can take him on his own. It's very easy to get outnumbered. So you kind of just have to poke your head in, take a couple swipes, poke your head out. Or if you get greedy like I just did, they're going to kill you. That's okay. I believe we will respawn at Andre's bonfire, though, since we didn't rest at Firelink. We are going to use one humanity so that we can reverse our hollow. Because, a little spoiler alert for this boss, we can actually summon Solaire, who is the guy at the end of the dragon bridge that we talked to earlier. We can summon him and he can help us with this boss, and it actually makes the boss a lot easier to take care of. But since we died, and that is considered a rest at a bonfire when you die, all of the enemies besides the ones that don't respawn come back. So these guys are back out here. Ooh, that was close. He wouldn't have done too much to us, but I want to try to save as much health as we can for the boss. If I could save at least 5 Estus for the boss fight. We should be okay. Remember, that big knight does not respawn, so we don't have to worry about fighting him again. But this hollowed knight right here, we have to take care of him again. In some of the later From Software games, when I say From Software, I mean the developer who makes, or I should say made Dark Souls, because they're not going to be making anymore, at least at this point. They made it so that in this game it's very difficult to sprint past a lot of the enemies. In later games that changes. He did not parry me there, but he got at me with his shield. I hit his shield and he was able to get a hit on me. See, just like that. That's what he did with his shield earlier. Just in time. Just notice how my health bar went all the way up. If I had just had a normal Estus flask, it wouldn't have gone quite up to a full bar. We're going to try to bait all these hollows. I'm just going to try not to hit the window here. Because that's what happened to me last time. And they ganged up on me. So if that happens, I suggest just backing up some more. Oh dear, let's back up. You can bait them all to come all the way down here. That's actually probably a better idea than what I just did. Because then you have more space. They all won't get caught in the hallway like they did for me, but that might be... Jeez. That spam right there, that spam attack, it's killed me many a times. But that would be a better way to do some crowd control a little better. And our caster fell, so I'm actually not going to bother him until we come back. Assuming that I could even beat the boss in my first try. Still got kind of a mid-roll. I think I can make that work for the battle. I don't use my shield for this fight, however. But since we are human, as you can remember, I'm not an ugly hollow. When we come up here, we're going to have this summon sign right here. So, it says touch summon sign, summon this phantom, and that's Knight Solaire. That's the guy that we talked to earlier. We could summon him in, and he can help us with this battle. And I can explain exactly why it's important to have him for this one. But I will not spoil much of the boss yet. So let's traverse on through. Let's go get ready. Not a happy camper. These are the bell gargoyles. The bell that we need to ring on the Undead Church is actually right above us. It's right at the end of this arena. But the reason that we want to bring Solaire with us is because a second bell gargoyle actually spawns in and he comes and tries to help the first one. And so, if we have Solaire, he will, as long as I don't die here, take the aggro, which is an abbreviation for aggravation, the hostility of the other gargoyle, so that we can take them both on. One at a piece. Easy as that. And that is the Bell Gargoyle. It would have been a lot more difficult if I was doing that on my own. Our character doesn't move at lightning fast speed, so both gargoyles can corner you and take you out. So if you're playing along, that's my suggestion, is to do it that way. Make sure that you aren't a hollow, and get Solaire's help for that one. But then we're going to climb all the way up this giant ladder. All of these floors that we're walking by, we can't even walk on, so don't worry about what's down there. We come out here, we'll climb up this ladder. And then here is the first of the 2 bells that we need to ring. And there's the first bell. So nothing has happened in the world. We actually could go to the other bell first if we wanted. That's just the bell I suggest going to first. Because the way that the enemies work in this game is in certain areas, they are way tougher than in others. So if you do them in a specific order that I am doing them, you aren't going to have as much trouble. So this guy actually can sell us some things that we might use. So you can buy Homeward Bones here if we're running low on them. I have never used the Book of the Guilty or Indictment. You can use this Miracle if you are a caster, which we are not. And along with this Talisman, that's how you produce miracles in Dark Souls. You can buy them from him, or you can buy them from one of the merchants at Firelink. Obviously I'm not a caster, so I'm not going to be using that. And then these rings, we actually already have a Ring of Sacrifice, but the other 2, we can actually get in the main game without having to pay for them. So I do not buy rings here. The one thing that is helpful is this Purging Stone. There are certain enemies in the game that can curse you, and if they curse you and you die, then your health will be at half of its full capacity until you use a Purging Stone. So it's important that you understand where these are. I believe Oswald here sells them. He doesn't run out of them to sell. There's another merchant closer that actually sells them once, but it's good to know. Everyone's a little creepy, a little spooky in this game. But it's good to know where the Purging Stone is. So Oswald's right up here. You won't have to fight the gargoyles again, but you'll have to go through the couple enemy sets that we've gone through. Now because I have an ego, I'm gonna try to take out that caster when we go downstairs, even though we have 13,000 souls that we should turn in. He should still be right there. But first we're going to go up here. We actually have another Hollow Knight that we can take out. I'm actually going to bring him out to this area over here so that we have more room to move around him in. Trying to get backstabs on him. Couldn't get it on the other guy either. Ooh. Let's back up. Oh, he's gonna heal himself too. It's not a full heal, but it's enough to the point where you're gonna be slowing down your own progress if you don't stay on top of him. But if you take your time, it's not impossible to still beat him. Hey. There we go. We can run up these stairs. There's just a couple things up here we can grab. If we take out this barrel, there's a dead body in here, but that dead body has some humanity we can pick up. And you can actually break this wooden broken door down and run all the way up to here. Now, it actually did this on a playthrough I did recently. There's actually supposed to be a guy in here that we can open the door for. But once again, he's not in there. He does not offer much to us. He gives us one thing when we open the door, and then actually later in the game he kills the firekeeper. So in my mind, as much as some items might be good, it's not worth killing the firekeeper over. So I'm not upset that he's not there. Now let's see if we can bait the caster. I don't think we can. He's playing Ring Around the Rosie over there though. Because we just attracted this Hollow Knight. I can hear another one coming too. Yep. This is not a great idea. Alright, we got lucky here. These guys are actually a little easier than the one we just fought up there. We just got the sword that they used too. I don't think... See, look at that, 94 versus 95. It's only one parameter less. It's too bad. See, everything is still red, so I actually don't want to switch the sword. We're still trying to work towards getting that claymore. We aren't quite there yet. Don't you run off. Come back here. Just like the knight that we fought over there, I'm very confident that he also does not respawn. Excuse me. Now, since we took out the other two, we might as well take care of this guy too. Oh, there's that parry. That is what happens when he parries you, is he takes a big chunk of health away. I should not have been as greedy as I was. That's okay. It's not the end of the world as I know it. I still feel fine. At least we do not have to deal with that caster again. Because if we tried to go after the Hollow Knights, if we're in a certain in certain spots of that corridor, then he can actually snipe us from where he's at. That's why I wanted to kill him, just in case we have to come back for something. But I do not believe we will be coming back here once I get these souls. Aside from the knight that's in the tower over there that we skipped. Ooh, he's coming first. See, I can switch between blocking and then using my two-hand, because my two-hand does way more damage. But now that he's ready to parry me, I ain't messing around. Ooh. I will let him heal. Alright, let's see if I can get a backstab on this first one. Perfect. Awesome. We'll get our humanity back. Well, at least the one we were carrying, not the one that we had already used, but then we get all of those souls back too. So from here, we can head back to Andre's bonfire. Now let's level up our strength to 16. We'll put these up to 15 as well, and then we'll level those up to 16. Because now we can use that claymore. So pay attention to the physical attack points on the left side in the middle, and then the right weapon 1, our weapon 1 on the right side once we go to claymore. Much better. 128 or 103 plus 25 compared to 80 plus 19, which is 99. So with that, we are slowed down just a little bit, because you can see the sword is a little bit bigger. We have slightly slower roll, and the weapon itself moves slower when we swing it, but it does more damage. So we're gonna wrap up this episode right here. I didn't plan on dying there. I wanted to get a little bit further in our quest before I wrap this episode up, but we will just start here next time. Thank you for joining me again. If you enjoyed what you saw, please put something in the comments to let me know what you liked about the video. Give me a like, and if you want to see more, don't hesitate to subscribe. Keep spreading positive vibes. Be good people.